Hey, what's up all you learners out there in learning land? Tyler from TenThumbsPro.com coming at you with another ukulele tutorial like we do every single Wednesday and Saturday. Today is part 4 of 4 in our Learning to Read Sheet Music Challenge. If you haven't seen the other videos, make sure to check the links below. Today we're covering 12/8, which is the standard blues time signature, as well as something called naturals, and we'll be doing it in the key of E, which means 4 sharps. Printable tabs and sheet music for this lesson and all our tutorials by becoming a Patreon. All you have to do is click up here in the corner. But we're also going to have all the tabs and sheet music on the screen as well. So once you're ready to learn, why don't we go ahead and grab that ukulele? Brain and attention span. Once you have those 3 things, follow me on in and let's break this lesson down together. Come on in. All right, folks, here we are with the 4th installment of these sheet music lessons. This one is going to be the most tricky. We're going to throw that key signature up and you can see we have 4 sharps. All right. Now, this is the key of E. Again, if you have doubts, you can always just Google which key has 4 sharps, and Google can tell you right away. Or you can sit down and work it out based on the scale as well. But it's easier probably just to Google it. So why don't we go ahead and play the E major scale and look at what we're working with. Start with an E, F sharp, one of our sharps, G sharp, another one, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, C. So we have F sharp, G sharp, C sharp, and D sharp. 4 sharps, making it a little easier or a little more difficult to read the key. In general, the more sharps, more flats you have, the harder it is to read the key signature because you're kind of having to think about it a little more. Okay? Certain keys, again, will be more difficult, but you'll see them certain keys more than others as well, which should help. Now we're going to apply these into the concept of a blues. In a blues, you'll never see a D sharp, but you will see a D because it's around the E7. So what happens when we play that same scale, but we drop our D sharp to this D? Well, what would that look like on our sheet music? Let's go ahead and put that up. You can see the only difference is that 6 and the 5, but that 5 has this cool little box symbol with 2 lines. That's what's called a natural. So that means even though the sheet music says that our D notes should be D sharps, if you see a D next to it with that little sign, that will actually be the natural D. So it won't be a sharp note. That helps you know. Those are what's called non-diatonic notes. A non-diatonic note is a note that is not in a scale. So when you see a note that's not in a scale, they have to note that on the sheet music by using naturals. Otherwise, if they didn't, you would just play a D sharp. It's really common in blues and jazz, but it's not limited to those styles of music either. So if we play through that from the top, we get 0, 2, 4, 0, 2, 4, 5, 7. And that's that natural. Okay, so why don't we apply this to a context of blues? We're going to be looking at 12/8, and 12/8 simply means 12 eighth notes, okay? If you were to count it in eighth notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 times. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which is kind of hard to count. Why don't we go ahead and look at the tab? So let me play through these 2 measures. We're doing a little blues. We have our ring finger on the 4th fret of the C, pointer finger on the 2nd fret. And we're going to pinch these 2. And then we'll get our pinky on the 4th fret here. Remove it, put it back. All right, and that's what gives it that shuffle sound because it's going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, boom. These are, instead of counting this 12 times, it's easier to count it in sections of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, boom. All right, but that's how it's written in the sheet music. We have all of those eighth notes, eighth note rest, eighth note rest, eighth note rest. So if you count those out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It is 12 eighth notes. And it's really common in blues because it gets that shuffly sound. Okay, well, what does that look like if we were to add a natural to it? Now, one thing that's very common in blues is to hammer from the minor third, which is not in this scale, a G note, to the G sharp, which is the major third. The first three measures are the same. But the end we get 1, 2, 3, and what I'm doing is open, and then you can see from the line that we're going to be a hammer on, but you can also see the first G has a natural, meaning it's not a sharp, but the next one has a sharp. Why is that? It lets you know that the G has gone back from being a G to a G sharp, like our key signature. So we get okay, one more time. We're going to slide this shuffle over to our A, and we get the same thing. All right. So you can see from this example, it's the same thing. And when we get to our C note, when we hammer on, a C note is not in the key of E. So we have our little natural symbol, but it hammers into our C sharp, and our sharp lets us know it's returned back to being C sharp. We put those two measures together, we get and I went back to the E. So why don't we go ahead and play through a 12-bar blues like this so you can see it from the top, and I'll just put just the sheet music up. This is our final play along with these sheet tabs, and I'm going to put just the sheet music up. Feel free to pause it and work it out, and we're going to play through this 12-bar blues together from the top. So here we go. And then you're back in the top. Okay, now that turnaround in there, we didn't cover that, but if you've been watching the sheet music lessons up to this point, you should have been able to get that no problem, even though you can see it's full of accidentals and all kind of things. Okay, and that was it, folks. That is all 4 lessons on how to read sheet music. You should feel uber confident with your ability to read sheet music at this point. So the next step would be to get some sheet music, get some books off Amazon secondhand of your favorite singers. There's plenty of sheet music applications, websites as well, and start to transpose the melody of your favorite songs into sheet music, okay? All right, until next time, enjoy this new power, making you a more complete musician, and enjoy being a better ukulele player. Have a lovely day, and keep on rocking and rolling. TenThumbsPro.com. Thank you so much for learning with us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching to the very end. Tyler from TenThumbs Pro, very happy and pleased to have taught you this. Now you can read sheet music, which means you can take the favorite songs that you like, add some melody, create your own chord melodies, a lot of cool things you can do with this. If you want some private lessons, go ahead and get a hold of me, TenThumbsProductions@gmail.com, and we will be shredding with you soon or here or in no time. Just get a hold of me and email me. Again, think about becoming a Patreon. Those printable tabs will accelerate your learning, and it's cheaper than a cheap cheeseburger. You'll see TenThumbs t-shirts up there as well. And until next time, use this power for good and create some lovely music. Have a lovely day and take care of yourselves, everybody. Talk to you soon.